Welcome, boys and girls. Today I'll be explaining this task here, rearranging 2. The questions are there, and on this side are the answers in grey. Just be aware this is different to rearranging 1. In all of these questions here, you should notice that the x appears twice. There's an x there and an x there. X, 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 etc., etc. Okay? I've just copied these questions over to a Word file. Let's just read the question first. Make x the subject of these equations. Work your answer out on paper and type them in. You definitely need to be doing these on paper. Okay? Okay. On questions 1, 2, 3 and 4, you should notice that the first step every single time is eliminate the x from one side. Okay? Every single time. On example 5, we have to expand the brackets first before we can do that. Yeah. So all I do here, move this 2x onto this side. 7x minus 2x is 5x. 5x plus v equals w. Looks like that. And then we just got to move the w onto that side. 5x equals w minus v. And then move the 5 down here. W minus v over 5. That one there is a simple question, simple example. The other ones are a little bit more complicated because here we've just got a 7x, but here we've got ax. That makes it more complicated. Okay. First step is the same. Eliminate the x from one side. So I'm moving this 6x onto the other side there. So I'm going to get ax minus 6x plus 7 equals b. Yeah. Factorize the x terms. So those ones there are my x terms. So I'm factorizing that, taking out the x. X times a is ax. X times 6, so times minus 6 is minus 6x. Looks like that. Move my 7 over. Looks like this. And then divide both sides by a minus 6. The a minus 6 goes on the bottom there. So the a minus 6 moves to the bottom of our fraction there. Yep. Question 3, more or less the same steps. Let's skip question 3. I'm going to go through question 4 instead. Look at this one here. Eliminating x from one side. I'm going to move the minus wx onto this side to get positive wx, just because it's easier to be dealing with positives. I could have moved the x onto this side, but then I'm going to get a negative vx. Okay, so the wx comes onto here. Factorize the x terms, so just those are the x terms there. Factorize them. The reason we do that is we go from having 2 x's just to 1x. Okay, and we need just 1x because we need what x is equal to. So our final answer, x equals, this right hand side cannot involve x. Okay, fine. Factorizing there, move your 2 over, and then divide by your w plus v there. Okay, 1 divided by w plus v there. Any questions on any particular examples, just let me know and I'll explain in a little bit more detail. Yeah. Okay. This one here, this is a little bit different. Just in the first step, we can't eliminate x from one side at the moment, so we just expand the brackets. 6 times wx, 6wx, 6 times v is 6v, 5 times x, 5x, 5 times v is 5v. Yeah. Eliminate the x from one side, so I'm going to factorize this. No, I'm not, sorry. I'm going to move this x onto this side. Okay, so there are both my x terms. In this equation here, I had the x terms on both sides, the 6wx and the 5x. So move the 5x onto here. Yeah, factorize the x terms as before, factorizing that, taking the x out. X times 6w is 6wx, x times 5 is 5x. Okay, they just come down straight away. moving our 6v onto this side gives us our 11v, and then moving the 6w minus 5 to the bottom there. What we're doing in that last step is we're dividing both sides by 6w minus 5. So x times 6w minus 5 divided by 6w minus 5 is x, and 11 divided by 6w minus 5 is that one there. Some of you, just a little shortcut, I'll just show you on this one here. What you might find a little bit easier when it says eliminate the x from one side, going from this equation here to that one there, what you might like to do, you might like to move the vx onto this side and the w onto that side in one step. Might cut down on your working out a little bit. Please make sure you're doing all your working out in your exercise books, please. Okay, for your second page, you might like to do the first page first and then listen to the second half of the video. I'd recommend that. For the second page though, you've got the questions. I've just copied them out there for you. The problem there, we've got fractions, so our first step is to try and eliminate those fractions. I've said multiply both sides by x minus 6. So x divided by x minus 6 multiplied by x minus 6 is x. Y times by x minus 6. Y times by x is yx. Y times minus 6 is minus 6y. I've expanded those brackets straight away. Some of you might have written y, open bracket, x minus 6, close bracket. That's going to be a little bit slower. Expand the bracket straight away is much quicker. Then, same as page 1. Okay, all I've done a little bit quicker. I've moved the 6y onto that side, the x onto that side, to give me that. Factorised, x times y is xy, x times minus 1 is minus x, 6y is there, and then divided by the y minus 1. Okay, yeah, these are a little bit tricky. Let's skip 2 and we'll go on to example 3. Y equals a minus 7x over bx plus 9. Okay, same step. Multiply both sides by bx minus 9, by the denominator of the fraction there. Yeah, so a minus 7x over bx minus 9 times by bx minus 9 is a minus 7x. Y times bx is bxy, y times 9 is 9y there. Okay, then same as page 1. What have I done here? I've moved this 7x onto that side and that positive 9y onto that side to make negative 9y. Doing my factorisation there of my x terms and then dividing in my last step. Okay, we'll look through question example 4 just to help you out a little bit. Same steps, multiply by your 6x minus 6, gives you that one there. Moving our 4x on here, our 6y onto that side, factorising and dividing. My iMaths accepted that answer there of 6y minus 12 over 6y minus 4. But you could, and some of you might do this, divide the top and bottom of that fraction by 2 to simplify that fraction. 6y divided by 2, 12 divided by 2, divided by 2, and divided by 2. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Yeah. The last one there, there's loads of different ways you could do this. Try different methods and see if you can do it in a better way than my method here. I'll just explain the way that I've done this. This is the last question. We've got two fractions there. First step I've written there, combine the two fractions into one fraction. So I've multiplied the top and bottom of this fraction by x, and I've multiplied the top and bottom of this fraction by 8. Okay, that's given me that there. Yeah, the 8x is common now, so we've got a common denominator. So it's just wx plus 72 over 8x. Yeah. Then I would multiply both sides by 8x. That should be there. Sorry, multiply both sides by 8x. Wx plus 72 divided by 8x times by 8x is wx plus 72. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 8x 32x. Yeah. Same as page 1. We're going to move the 32x here, the 72, onto our other side. Just change the working out there. Sorry about that. From here, boys and girls, I prefer you to move this wx onto this side to get 32 minus wx. I much prefer that instead of moving this 32x on this side and then moving the 72 here, because if you move the 72 here, you're going to get a minus 72, which is just not as good. Okay, if you did that, you'd get a minus 72 here, minus 32 plus w, but it's not as good. Yeah, so we're going to move this wx onto this side so that this 72 stays positive. Okay, moving that over there. That gives us that one there. Factorising that, taking out your x, and then dividing by 32 minus w. Okay, good luck. Boys and girls, they're quite tricky. As I said, like I've done here, you need to be doing your full working out. Wouldn't recommend writing down the words here that I've written down every single time. That might take you too long. But you want to be showing the steps, the algebraic steps. Good luck.